Morning everyone. I was going to say the weather's changing and we're having some beautiful weather, and I got up this morning, pouring down. It's stopped raining now. There was a little blue sky up there somewhere, but they are promising us a couple of good days, but it ain't today. But we're feeling all right and we're out. Molly's just had a haircut. Let me just show you. Look at that. She loves having her haircut. She just bounces around like a lunatic once she's had it done. Like a pup again, which is what I like to see. So we're out, and we're actually out now, and because it's been very damp, there's ferns. And they're enormous. They're like tropical. They're like, what, good 4 or 5 feet high, thick all round us, bright green. Climbing up the trees kind of thing. Yeah, and the shrub, it's great. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it. Hardly anybody out, thank goodness. So we've got the place to ourselves. It's actually Tuesday. We've got the place to ourselves mostly. There's only old fogies like me taking the dogs a walk before they go home and drink Ovaltine, sit in front of the television all day. I was kind of just thinking about something the other day. Do you ever just have things pop into your head that kind of make you think for no reason? A question will come into your head, kind of questioning your whole being and your whole point. And one thing came into my head, basically, and I think this is a good exercise to do for all of us. It's like, think, have I made a positive contribution in my life? And I suppose as you're getting older, like me, like an old fogey, it becomes more relevant. Because you're looking back on a long life and you're looking forward to probably a shortish spell, but you look back and you kind of just think about it. And I thought, that's a good question. And I kind of thought back and I analysed, and I thought, well, for one thing, I don't think I've made a negative impact on my life, the environment, my surroundings, the people, community in general. I don't think I've made any kind of negative. Now, have I made a positive? And I think about that, and I think apart from I was a Samaritan for a while. I worked all my life, hardly had any time off. I think I made a decent contribution like that. Didn't take much out, only took out and probably nowhere near what I'd put in when I was slightly ill in older life, so I was hospitalised for a short time. But apart from that, I don't think I've really taken anything out. I think I've put more in than I've taken out, not financially, but just in efforts and my attitude to my fellow man. I've always been quite empathetic, and I've always considered other people. I would never ever, I would be mortified if I did anything that I thought was negative to someone else. That wouldn't just give me food for thought. I'd be mortified for a long time. So I think yes, I think I've made a positive impact throughout my life. Obviously these things don't impact at all on society in general. They only impact on us, probably our nearest and dearest, people who are within our circle. There's a bird tweeting, it sounds like a person. People within our little circle, not the greater one, unless you're a higher profile person, and then your impact on society will be greater. But I just think, I think I've made a positive impact. I hope I have. When you start thinking about it, you realise that it's something you've never thought about, and it's something you've actually never considered and never had any reason to consider, because we're all just going about our daily lives, and that's it. We go about our daily lives in quite an insular kind of way without really considering. We consider other people at the moment. When we make a decision to do something or to say something, I think we then subconsciously, subliminally assess how that's going to impact. So as our minds between coming from her mind to her mouth, in that instant, I think we're making a judgment as to whether this is appropriate, and then that's it. And then we've got this Yorkshire Police thing going on at the moment that I've spoken about on my other channel, my He Said What channel. That there was this autistic girl. I don't need to go into it because I think everybody's heard about it. And she said something to a policewoman, and they ended up arresting her. 16-year-old autistic girl. The police need to be taught a bit more about society. People with autism don't have filters. She just said what came out. So between there and there's no filter. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Normally, you have a filter that says, yeah, well, I'd like to say that, but perhaps it's not the appropriate thing to say. So on a scale of like 1 to 10, I don't know what I'd put mine at. I'd like to put it higher than 5. I think I'm quite a 7 or 8. I really do. Sounds a bit arrogant, but I'm the one who's lived this life, so I'm the one who knows. I'm the one who lives inside my head, so I'm the one who knows how I feel about other people, how your emotions react to other people's suffering. I'm a big softer. Things like that really hurt me and impact on me and make me want to help out. And I think most of us are like that, aren't we? Anyway, it's good exercise. Just how do you think you, as an individual, have impacted on the world around you? Do you think you've been a good person? Do you think you've led a good life? In the whole, in the round, not just I've been good because I'm a nice person. Just by your actions, by your decisions, about anything, by your decisions in general, by your decisions that you've made consciously and by the decisions you think you may have made unconsciously. That's a good exercise for you. I'll be asking questions. It's lovely out today. It's quite mild, it's quite warm actually. Still at night, it's blooming warm. Even Molly is kind of vulnerable. She sits on the bed with me because I'm soft, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but it's my decision and it's your decision. But even she's up and mooching about all night and up and down the bed because it's so damned warm. Why should I complain? It's summer. It's kind of damp, but mild and warm. That's fabulous really, because it means that it's pleasant to be out. And we're keeping our country, our beautiful little country, nice and green, aren't we now? We've turned off our usual path and come into a lovely wooded area that we sometimes, there's like several, a lot of you will be like this, where you have paths, different paths that you go on if you're going for a walk. Oh, we'll go on that path today, we'll go on that path today, and I'm on now. What I've done, I've cut across from one path to join another one. That's one of these things about the English countryside. It's usually crisscrossed by a network of paths so that you can kind of incorporate them all into one walk, and you can be out for hours. You can be out all day if you want to. It's great. It's what I love about the English countryside, or one of the things I love about it. Big green field at the side of us with a tree in the middle. And a little bench in front of us where we usually have a sit. We may have a sit. We'll see what Molly wants to do. Because Molly will tell me what she wants to do because she'll stop. She does this, she's got a real mind of her own. If we come to a junction of paths in the countryside, she'll stop and I have to kind of walk a few paces up one and then walk a few paces up another and walk a few paces up another until she decides which one she wants to go down. Now this is one of her favourite seats. So she's making her way over to it. So we'll have a sit down for a bit. And we'll meet you a little bit further up the path. Okay. So yes, we did end up having a sit down. Molly wanted to sit there and then started barking at every dog that came past, so we had to get up and carry on walking. Aeroplane going over. So that's it, yeah, it's a beautiful day. Make the most of it, get out in the countryside. Everybody have a good day, have a good life. And we'll see you on the flip. Peace and love.